What up, YouTubers and Rachel players? Welcome back to Dennis Fleeman's YouTube channel. It's lovely weather this summer, so guess what? I'm going to check out some thrift stores together with Baymon. Let's go!
Baymon immediately kicks this episode into high gear with this pickup right here. Comics. Around 20 comics from Batman, the Turtles, Transformers, Indiana Jones, Laurel and Hardy, Spider-Man. It's a nice bunch that Baymon picked up here. And Baymon is a huge comic collector, more the older comics, but this is a nice lot from the 80s and from the 90s. The old school Batman, we got the animated Batman, and we also got the comic movie adaptation from Batman Returns. It's a very interesting lot that's here in the thrift store. So yeah, kicking things up into high gear thanks to Batman. Oh no, that's Bayman. These are the comics that I grew up with, but I hardly see them anymore, especially in the thrift stores. The Batman ones are great, but the Indiana Jones one and this Turtle one is odd. I've never seen those before. So let's check out what else this thrift store has to offer.
Hello. And Jones.
The first thrift store has nothing more that we are looking for, besides the comics obviously, but I must say that it's very clean, well organized, and that it has a nice variety of useful stuff and items, and that's something worth mentioning these days. And with that, to the next thrift store. Next up, pins. I hardly see these, I never see these in thrift stores, but here is a huge collection. Sadly, there aren't any video game related pins, but if you're a collector, well, eat your heart out. Alright, moving on to art. I'm a huge fan of art. I picked up paintings in the past from Peter de Rijke, Hofland, some very nice artists. And if you are one of my international viewers and you're looking for arts or paintings in thrift stores, I would suggest that you read The Pocket Picker for Fine Art from Brett K. Maley from what's that show called? Pawn Stars fame. It's a nice book that gives people insight in what to look for in thrift stores and while picking art. And now that we're talking about art, I picked this one up. It's from a local artist, and yeah, for €2, I decided to pick this one up. It's really I like it. It's a very nice painting. It's called Face Varken or Party Pig, and it's dark, but I love it. Nothing really party about it, and it's for 10 Kate. I don't know if that's a company or a 90-year-old woman, but yeah, there you go. Nice painting. Moving on to video games, because my channel is all about video games, and for the second time in my life, I see PSP games in the thrift store, and not just any PSP games, but Medieval. That's a nice game. I played that for the PlayStation 1, and this is a remake. There also is a Dragon Ball Z game here, but it's missing the manual. We got Midnight Club D and a soccer game. The games are $150, so yeah, you can't beat that. That's a great price. And Grand Theft Auto, I already have that for the PlayStation. This one is the PlayStation 3 version, but I already have the Xbox 360 version, but for €1, why not? Moving on to the next thrift store and the next video game section. We got video games from the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC games here. And yes, my dear subscribers, it is still possible, even though it's hard, but it's still possible to find interesting games in the thrift store for a decent price. This thrift store has their games priced at only €1, and Saints Row for Xbox 360 is a very nice pickup for that price. We also got a Wii Skylanders game for €1, why not? Talking about €1, later on in this video we will see that the clerk behind the counter had a different pricing in mind, but more on that later. yeah, while I was checking this out, I was like, wait a minute. there's more games here, and it's stacked up. And interesting ones, not the filler games. Assassin's Creed, don't own that for the Xbox 360, so I picked that up. Damnation, interesting title. Never played that, but it looks interesting. €1. Arcade for €1, why not? Lips, no, I don't go that far. FIFA Street Free, that's an interesting FIFA game. One I would pick up any day of the week. Alone in the Dark, never played that. Interesting. Yeah, no. And some other sport titles here, but overall an interesting lot. If you want to know what I picked up, well, these 7 games are the ones that come in with me. And now for the interesting part, the price. Hey YouTubers and rich players, it's time for everybody's favorite game, the FIFA Shrinking game, or the FIFA Bingo. Here we go, FIFA 10, let's go, cheers. FIFA 14, cheers buddy. Oh, another one, FIFA 11, FIFA 07, cheers. Oh, we're getting wasted here. So, no, these games haven't been picked through. This is one of those stores that has insane prices for everything, and I mean everything. I mean, check this out, a PlayStation 2, €35, that's insane. Come on. And I really have a problem with these kind of thrift stores. I mean, you're taking donations from customers. You're not connected to, or this store is not connected to a charity or some kind, and you're asking sky-high prices for profit. That's just, it could be a controversial flea video topic in the future. But no, I'm not a big fan of these practices. So, moving on to the next thrift store. This is how thrift stores should look like. Yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it. That robot is nice, by the way. Yeah. This is a thrift store. Yeah. So, and this thrift store doesn't have any video games, but it does have a nice collection of board games. There are a lot of board games here. No super interesting or super rare titles, but Robinson, for example, I already have. The game was priced very fair. They have a little chess game that I'm kind of bummed that I didn't pick that one up. I already have a lot of chess games, but I got a soft spot for them. And for 75 cents, yeah, that's a bad one, bro. Next up, this is the most interesting board game that they had in the store, and it's Hummus Tour. It's a Tour de France ripoff, and look at that artwork. Isn't that beautiful? That's just amazing. But I didn't know if it was complete, and for $7.50 I found that a bit pricey for this game. But I really love it, and I wanted to show you guys it. And check this out, the pawns. It's a little cycling guy. That's just cute. Yeah. So amazing board game. Did pick it up, and I'm okay with that. Probably not complete and a bit pricey, but an interesting find, or interesting to see nonetheless. Super creepy. Super creepy. Check this out. This is the stuff that nightmares are made of, people. And let's move on to other more interesting action figures. So I thought these were little G.I. Joe figures, but obviously they're not. And these guys, these white guys, look like they're park rangers from Jurassic Park or something, or a pit crew, I don't know, but no. Another interesting action figure, or yeah, it's not really an action figure, it's part of something, I don't know what. Maybe Happy Meal? No, not a Happy Meal. It's a Power Ranger from 1995. It looks cool, but dated and faded, and it needs a lot of love, but one of those things that is interesting to see nonetheless. Oh boy, there are a lot of subscribers that are yelling, buy that, Fleeman, buy that. The video script 550. Let's throw 2 shout outs here. Daiko Designs and Mr. Me 6. I'm sorry guys, I didn't pick it up. Please don't dislike the video. Yeah, New Kids on the Block comics. It's very colorful. I like the artwork, the color schemes used. Didn't pick this
Yeah.
up, didn't buy those, but yeah, it's nice
go
to
like
see them and show them to you guys. And what the heck, another shout out to Rudos, because here is another Pauling & Co. comic. And I'm visiting a lot of thrift stores, and sometimes people ask me, like, Fleeman, how do you find all this stuff? And I say to them, like, I don't find the stuff, but the stuff finds me. And this is one of those examples. This is The Simpsons Forever. It's not a comic, but a magazine or magazine bookwork about Simpsons episodes with a lot more information and details. And well, that about wraps it up for this episode. But we're signing out with a sad note. This is one of the books that I found in a thrift store. Yeah, the less said the better. Well, that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys soon.
Me in secret that she'd love me for all time. It's a promise so untrue.